Hello and welcome to Bread of Life, a daily devotional program which each week features a different area pastor. Our speaker for this week is Pastor Joel Rissinger of Newington.
Hi, I'm Pastor Joel. Thanks again for the privilege of being with you on Bread of Life this week. We're talking about our view of God and how it is so important for us to make sure it's clear that we don't have a skewed view. Not that we'll ever understand him fully because he's, unlimited, omnipotent, omniscient, right? Omnipresent. We can't grasp the entirety of God. But we do need to get rid of some false ideas so that he can use us effectively, and so that those false ideas don't impede our desire to worship, our ability to teach the truth, our desire and passion to help others come to know him, etc., etc. And we read yesterday from Exodus 34, verses 6 and 7. I want to focus today on verse 6. And again, this is on the heels of Israel really messing up, and Moses breaking the tablets and now being told to come up. And Moses has a little bit in chapter 33, a little bit of a self-conscious guilt complex even. He's afraid. He's saying, you're going to send us into the promised land, but are you going to come with us? Are you going to leave us alone? He's nervous about where they stand and whether God's just going to say, forget you. And in the context of all that, and that's setting, with that foundation, God says this, Exodus 34, verse 6, the Lord passed in front of Moses, again, revealing to Moses his glory, calling out Yahweh, the Lord, the God of compassion and mercy. One of the first things that we need to get straight about God is that he is the self-existent creator of everything. In John 1:3 and Colossians 1, verse 16, we're told that Jesus is the one who created all things, and all things in him consist and have their being. The word Yahweh is the tetragrammaton. It's a four-letter word in Hebrew, YHVH, and there's a lot of controversy over, how do you pronounce it? What does it actually mean? Is it pronounced Jehovah? Is it Yahweh? Is it Yahweh? What is it? There are no vowels, so we have to guess. But according to the Ancient History Encyclopedia, the word actually means he who makes that which has been made. In other words, the creator and source of all things. This is one of his many titles. He also calls himself our Father in Exodus 4, verses 22 and 23. You see, God is not just a God, one of many options man can choose from, as the ecumenical movement would suggest. He's not just, a God. He is the God. He is sovereign. He is supreme. He is over all. He's the creator of all. But he also loves and cares like a father. And I can relate to this. Sometimes when bad things happen, we see the coronavirus, we see, riots in the streets, we see negative news and horrible things happening. Sometimes to children or innocent people, we say, well, wait a minute, is God just angry? Is he that Zeus-like character just looking forward to zapping everybody? And I can see God's sovereignty in the context of people making bad choices because I've been a father. I remember years ago, my son was obsessed with touching the stove. He was probably 3 years old, 2 or 3. His mother and I told him no. We slapped his little hand. We put things in the way. We steered him away, tried to distract him. It just didn't work. He just kept coming back over and over again. And so one day when he was exceptionally obsessive, I said to my wife, let him touch it. She said, well, that's child abuse. I said, no, I didn't say make him touch it. Tell him no, but don't stop him. I said, the worst case is he'll burn his finger, we'll put some ice on it, he'll be fine, and he'll probably never do it again. And that's exactly what happened. Now, as the head of my home, did I abuse my son? No. Did I tell him to touch the stove? No. Did I make him touch the stove? No, none of the above. I just let it happen, and it seemed to serve the purpose. He stopped trying to do it. After screaming for a few minutes and getting some ice on his fingers, he didn't do it again. God is a better father than I'll ever dream of being. When bad things happen, sometimes it's because of our sin and the sin of others, or just being in a fallen world where creation groans in expectation of Christ's return. God is sovereign, powerful, above all, the only God. But he's also a caring father, and he does not do mean things to his children. Thus, we should not ascribe to him bad things or evil either. And we'll talk more about that tomorrow on Bread of Life.
You've been listening to Pastor Joel Rissinger of Newington, and this has been Bread of Life, a program to encourage you from God's Word.